Good morning, YouTubers, or afternoon, wherever you may be, where you're watching me from. Please tell me where you're watching my videos from in the comment section down below. Pretty early out here today, and I figured I'd do a little bit of an update on my Land Rover here. And it turns out this is a 1997 on the door. It was made 12 of 96, so they automatically roll that over to the year of 1997, which is fine. And you can see, if I hold the camera, you can see it says there 12 of 96, so it's technically, I guess, a 1997. Now, I did get some things done yesterday, and I discovered some things that was kind of depressing, but I guess we'll do the bad things first. I got a problem with the steering linkage right down there. I don't know if you can see that. I knew something was wrong yesterday. It didn't feel right, so now you can see my steering wheel just kind of spins around. Well, it turns out that this guy here is stripped on the gearbox. This part is aluminum, the gearbox is metal, so I'm hoping maybe this is not very tight and this aluminum just stripped out, because I don't want to replace the gearbox, but I think that's probably the issue. So found that out yesterday, and of course you saw my video yesterday about the leak down here on the front of the head. Turns out it's also leaking in the back too, because I got up under the vehicle yesterday, and as I was getting my pail out to catch that little bit of antifreeze that's dripping out, so I don't, piss off any tree huggers. I found out I had a leak there. Now, I did do some research, and I found out it's pretty common for these gaskets to get bad, especially on the ends. So I'm going to be ordering new head gaskets for it. And also, I did some more research on this engine and found out they have a common theme. Not all of them do it, but they sometimes they have these cylinder sleeves, and sometimes they work their way loose. So that could be a problem, and that's usually a sound of a loud tick in the morning, or kind of a knock sound. Then once it warms up, it goes away, because the engine and the heat, everything expands, and it puts those sleeves back into its original place, and they don't move anymore. Kind of in a nutshell. So found that out yesterday. Other than that, I got a few things working. I got the headlights to work. It just turned out the switch was a little sticky on the inside. Wow. Attack of the birds. I don't know. That was pretty loud. The switch was just, I guess, sticky. Now the lights come on. And I think I might have to have the key on. Let's see. No, they come on, so I've got headlights, which is really nice. I haven't had this started yet today. We'll start it in a minute, but I want to check the oil and a couple things. The other thing is, let's see, there's a cover down here. They actually got a cubby hole. I did find a few wires loose on the seat that someone just unplugged. I'm going to go and check those today. I did get it out of four-wheel drive. I finally got the shifter to work. Now it moves, which is kind of nice. So right now it's in 4 low. The gear shifter seems to work pretty good now. I can drop it down and drive, or any gear I want. Before I had a little bit of a problem with it. It was really hard, and I think a lot of it has got to do with this switch. I seen on eBay you can buy these switches, brand new keys. You can get this whole unit for about $40 or $50, which is kind of nice. So I may do that later. Let me turn that off. Kind of nice to have things working. And the radio, I haven't figured out. It's got a code. I'm just going to put a nice Pioneer system in it. I might as well, because this radio you don't have much room here to do anything with. Thought it would be pretty cool to put a flat screen in here. Maybe do a little bit of modification, raise this part up on the dash a little bit. That would be pretty cool to have a flat screen in there. But that's getting down the road. So I got it out of gear. I got the 4-wheel drive lever working. And the more you work this, the better it gets. None of the lights on the thing here, the panel works, so there's probably just some ground somewhere loose. And I did get the back sunroof to work. It goes up and down now, but the front one has a motor It spins and spins and doesn't do anything, so the motor is probably stripped out, or the gear, so I'll pop this off later. So I did get, like I said, the headlights working, which is really important. The seats, I still can't figure those out. None of them work. They're power seats, so I will deal with that a little bit later today. So I haven't had this started yet. I'm going to go ahead and show you the oil on the dipstick. Now, I don't think I have a bad sleeve or a leak in the engine because I don't have any moisture anywhere. And I'm not losing, I'm not getting any milky residue on the dipstick, which is a telltale sign of an internal antifreeze or water leak. I don't have that. And let's see, what else here? Take the cap off, and I don't have any, I have a little milky residue, but that's probably because of this head gasket over here. It's leaking a little bit, but it doesn't miss, doesn't smoke. And the other thing I found out, which would be probably just catastrophic, the blocks like the crock. The block is aluminum, and when that sleeve goes down into the cylinder, into the bore, sometimes the blocks will crack, and antifreeze will either leak up into the cylinder or leak down. And when I pull this, pull the two heads off, I will be able to verify that. I'll just look for a steamed cylinder, see if it's nice and clean, and see if there's anything going on internally for that. But I don't have any other, let's see, dipstick here. This is the transmission, and it's nice and red, just like it should be. And like I said, it went right into gear. So. But I do have to get the brakes fixed. The pedal is going down a little bit, almost to the floor. And I'll tell you what, that is a big brake booster. I mean, master cylinder. Not. Look at this. It's only about 4 inches long. That's the smallest master cylinder I've ever seen on a SUV. Very little. So I may just replace it. But I'm going to try to bleed the brakes today. And it is full. I filled it up yesterday. Let's see. It's pretty full, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. So, like I said, I got some things done to it yesterday, and I found out that I have the cap here. So this is not the Bosch engine. This is the there's two types of engines, and I forget the name of this one. I'll post that later. But did about 2 hours of reading last night on the internet. Found out a lot of information for this on this Land Rover, and some people said I was crazy for buying it and putting my time into it, but I highly disagree. I think it's pretty cool looking, so I don't know. That's just me. And let's see. Other than that, I did get the lights all in the back work now, which is good. And I found this yesterday. This is pretty cool. This is a trailer hitch plug for your lights. And there it is. It's upside down. I don't know if you can see that. Which is kind of nice to have if you're going to be towing anything, which I probably won't be towing too much with it. And this is a V8i, and on the side of the fender, let's see, this is a SE7. So pretty technical with the terms there, with all the lettering and codes. And let's see, there was something else here. Here's the power seat on this side. See, it doesn't work either. And I don't understand, both of these are out of the holder. The clips are broke or whatever. I'll have to figure out, design something here and fix that. I can do some fabricating. It'll look factory when it's done. And let's see. Sun's really bright today. Hopefully I'm still focused on my cell phone. Other than that, I need to get a battery. This is way too big. I mean, it just barely fits in there. It's actually, this battery is actually out of my Explorer that I purchased with these two vehicles. And like I said, I'm pretty happy. I like this brush guard. That's really awesome. I'll have to do some dealing with that. So let's see. Other than the engine that I found out, it has sleeves in it, and they can kind of move around. And these engines do have problems with the blocks sometimes. They will crack. Other than that, I haven't found anything really too discouraging, but the motor sounds really good when I start it up. So I'll tell you what we're going to do here. Let me stop the camera. Well, I might be able to do this one. Should take here. Keys in. Go ahead and start it up. It's cold, and we'll see how it starts up this morning, since it's set all night. I won't guarantee it's going to idle. I may have to help it, but we'll see how it does here. So we'll go ahead and start her up. Here we go. well, how about that? It runs. It's a little rough when you first start it, but it smooths out. And I gotta tell you, it sounds pretty good, so I don't think there's too much wrong internally. I don't have any oil lights coming on when I put it in gear. I know that works because when it dies, the oil light will pop on. I know we're good there. And you can see some of the antifreeze kind of burning off there a little bit. And if we look at the tailpipe, I don't have any steam or anything blowing out. And it's actually pretty clean. This is how, if you're new to the car world, kids, if you're watching, if you buy a vehicle, put your finger in the tailpipe. If it's really oily and smokes a lot, you may have more problems you want to deal with. But if you have a really clean brown looking tailpipe, that means you got a really good healthy engine in a nutshell. So it's idling, it sounds pretty good. So I think what I may do, I may speed up a little bit and go ahead and put new gaskets on. I'm gonna stick it in my garage here once I get it cleaned out a little bit so I can work on it at night, because I have a daytime project right now. I have a house I have to finish up, get it rented out and all that. And I know the air conditioning system needs a little Freon. And let's see, on this side, a little bit of an exhaust leak there, but I'll get new head gaskets, manifold gaskets. And that thing sounds really good. I can't believe how nice it sounds this morning. So I guess the more you run it, the better it'll sound. So let me shut it off. Go ahead and wrap up the video here before it's too late. The only thing I don't like about this is this door handles. I don't know why they did it this way. Why didn't they turn it around? Because you have to actually come this way and pull out. Most vehicles you pull up, or if you're getting in, you just go like this and pull out this way. This is really a dumb design, but I don't know, the British. But other than the quarter panels, you know, little welding I've got to do, the body's in really good shape compared to a lot of vehicles. So, and I got good side windows, but this sunroof here does work. It's got power, which is pretty nice to have. But this one here I'll deal with later. So, and I even got speakers right there, which is also, I don't know if you can see that, you know, right here. I got speakers everywhere. So I've got this nice radio on the inside of the garage. I'm gonna put in, actually, let me just show you the radio real quick. I picked it up at a yard sale for $20. Got a remote with it. A really nice Pioneer radio, and I think this will look really good. Actually, it's a Sony. The Pioneer I put in my other vehicle. I'm going to stick this right here for you. I know I'm running out of cell phone video space, but we'll probably end up sticking this in here, which would be really nice. Let me just pause the video. So we'll see how that radio looks. It should look pretty good. I might as well go ahead and shut it off. There we go. So, yeah, it should fit right in there. Get the camera to focus right there, but it's a nice looking radio. Like I said, I got a remote for it, so I'll end up sticking that in there. So, better in this video. I'm probably up to 13 minutes now. So, do some more updates a little bit later. So, I'm pretty happy with it. And the motor so far doesn't sound too bad. Once I get the head gaskets on there and do some inspection and maybe do a pressure test, make sure there's no leaks. Then the rest of it is just cosmetic stuff and some brake work I got to do on it. Then I can get it street legal, start driving it a little bit, have some fun in it. So there's my update for today. Here in the next couple days. Expect more. Thanks for watching and subscribe. And if you have advice or any experience with Land Rovers, please share so we can all learn something. That's what it's all about, right? All right, I'll see you guys later, and have a good day, and enjoy your day, whatever it may be, or you may have to do. Until then, I'll see you then.